What's up, guys? My name is Brendan, and this is Student of the Community. This show is all about you guys sending me your clips through Instagram's direct messenger, and then I give you the best tips I can to help your technique and give you the advice that honestly I would give myself if I were in your position. With that said, let's get started. Our first clip comes from David, and he's looking for some tips on his gainer switch. Let's check it out. That was a great gainer switch, but there are two things I want you to focus on. The first is your setup. I saw you do sort of a pivot, J-step, maybe a little bit of a Euro step, but what you should do is find a setup that works really well for you. For me, whenever I'm learning a new trick, I use master scoot because that's a setup where I'm really comfortable. If you want to work J-step or Euro step or pivot step, work on that setup a little bit before you apply it to your gainer switch. That'll help you move into that skill. Now, the second thing I want you to focus on is your positions. You have good technique and you're hitting the right positions, but there are times between them, especially going from the eagle to the set position, where you need to move hard and fast through that position change, really kicking and pushing into that set. And then once you're in the air, you can activate the switch and do that position change, but focusing on going from position to position, hard and strong, and flowing through them easily. Those are the best tips I can give you, but that was a great gainer switch. Our second clip comes from Ben, and he's looking for some tips on his one-handed cart triple full. Let's check it out.
Are you hitting a big three? Oh! You actually almost landed that! Yo! And that's how it's out! Oh! Here, skipping at you. Are you hitting a big three? Oh! You actually almost landed that! Yo!
Ben, that was so close. You could easily land this. You just under-rotated the skill. Now, whenever you under-rotate any skill, it means you're not getting enough flip. Now, the way to get more flip is to set harder. So, as you're going and doing that cartwheel, even though you're using one hand, use that hand to block and push to get your chest up into the cart triple full. Now, you also traveled a lot as you did your triple full. If you blocked a little bit more, leaned back as you set, and transferred a little bit of that horizontal momentum into vertical momentum, you'd have a little bit more air time and you might be able to land it. Like I said, you are so close and you could easily get this. Our third clip comes from Aaron, and he sent us his very first cork double leg. Let's check it out. Honestly, that was a really good cork double leg. I don't have that much to say. If that was your first one, then I applaud you, because that was really good. You could point your toes, you could invert a little bit more by swinging with a straighter leg and leaning back as you set, but those are really minute things. But if this was your first one, then that's awesome, dude. Just keep going. Our fourth clip comes from Tim, and he's looking for some tips on his cork swing cork. He has a good, strong first cork, but feels the second cork doesn't even feel like a cork. So let's check it out.
Hey! Hey!
You have a really strong swing, and you could easily get the second cork. There's just two things I want you to focus on. As you do that swing, focus on getting back to your eagle. When you do your first cork, you have this nice big eagle, which you're able to swing from, but as you transition from the first into the second cork, you don't open back up into that eagle. You need to find your way into that eagle before you do any swing if you want to set properly. Now, the second thing I want you to focus on is setting more overhead and leaning back, and focusing on the arch to hollow body transition as you do your swing. If you focus on doing a little bit more flip and you get to that eagle position, you'll have no problem with that cork swing cork. Our fifth clip comes from Alvin, and Alvin is looking for some tips on his cart full. Let's check it out. Alvin, I think that was good technique. You have a great set, you have a good cartwheel. As you did the full, you did the hollow, you pulled in for the twist, but you don't need that gigantic run in the beginning. Whenever you go into a trick, I know that the power going into the skill is going to be the same as the power going out of the skill. So the stronger my setup can be, the better. But you don't need to do that huge run into it. All the power in the world doesn't matter if you don't have the control. So keep trying that cart full, but find a balance. Maybe do 1 or 2 steps and not a full sprint.